Okay, we're going to start with the process of the review. What we did, we took the Oklahoma academic standards and we compared them to the Eureka Math standards. And we, the crosswalk told us where it could be found and if, in fact, the Eureka Math met our needs for that standard. So we went through and every grade level we went through as a grade level. And we went through and we checked and we made sure that the rigor was there, that there were certain things, you know, they had exit tickets, they had CFAs already inside of the modules. And you have anything?
Yes, the crosswalk was a great tool to use. If you look at yours on your table, you can see that these ones are color-coded, which are nice. And so they had already gone through other teachers with Eureka, and if it was green, it was like, yes, it was there, and we were just checking, yes, is it really there, and yes, does it in fact meet our standards. You'll see some blues in there. The blues is it doesn't exactly address our needs, however, this is where you can find them. Because with our Oklahoma academic standards now, they're not aligned with Common Core, and also we noticed that some of the standards for 4th grade, 1 or 2 could be found in 2nd grade in Eureka Math, or it could be found in 6th grade. And so this crosswalk really helped us to find those standards and where they are, and even though they're not in 4th grade per se, it is a part of Eureka's program, and the resource is still there.
I believe from what we found out from our second meeting back in January was that most of the elementary teachers were able to find these standards even if they had to go to a different grade level with patterns. 2nd grade had to go down to pre-K level. And so it pretty much covers all of our standards that we need it to. You will have to occasionally go and find your standards at a different grade level, like Ms. Reynolds was saying, but they are there. One thing is for a new teacher or a teacher that may not be comfortable with that specific objective, they have word for word verbatim of what you could say, what the students would say. Student examples were some things that we mentioned when we were talking about this. It's just, it's loaded down with resources that you can use just right there at your disposal.
And I do want to say, I know that we said that sometimes the skill is found in a different grade level, but the crosswalk tells you where it is, what module it is, what activity it is. So you're not going on a wild goose chase to try to find the standard that Eureka covers. It tells you right where it is. I know because 4th grade, there were two things that we found that Eureka Math didn't have, and that was the input, output, or function machine. Eureka Math didn't have that anywhere kind of in its program, and we also didn't see spiral skills. However, in my opinion, those two little things that I can quickly, and I already have supplements there for those things, I can deal with that. You know, Eureka Math definitely is a great tool to have to kind of build our toolbox and to put those holes where we have them now, because we do have new or different academic standards because they're aligned a little differently now. But most of it is here, and they've done a really good job of aligning it for us already, so it's easy to find, in my opinion, again, easy to find and ready for use.
Let's speak upon the effectiveness. Okay, we talked about being able to find it maybe a 4th grade skill in 2nd grade. And some teachers had a problem with that because of the rigor. It's our job to differentiate the instruction. So if it's in 2nd grade, just fit it into where you need it to, what it needs to look like in 4th grade. Because it gives you that path. You know what that skill should look like. But as teachers, we know what it looks like in our grade. So we have to differentiate because we're already doing that anyway. You know, and we went through each skill. We found the page number for our grade level. So I'm sure that they're going to give you guys that information as well. What page it could be found, the work has already been done. So it's not, I mean, and it's just another tool that we have. We already have so many resources that we use. It's just an it's a bonus. It's like a cherry on top of the cupcake or the sundae, because there's so many, like I said, the CFAs, that was big for a lot of teachers. Right. They're already there.
Yes.
You know, and you might not teach that particular, it might have like 4 skills on there. Cut and paste, we're already doing that. You know, and it was something else that we discussed. Oh, the spiral. Okay.
The spiral skills.
Yes, the spiral skills. It gives you so many resources that you can spiral yourself. You can go back and, you know, review and reteach, because it's like 10 different activities. And for primary, it goes from that concrete to the abstract, which we absolutely need. Every grade level needs it, but primary, we do so much hands-on. And it even tells you what you need for that particular activity. If you need paper clips for measurement, if you need cubes, it gives you all of that information.
They're very detailed lesson plans, ones that, you know, we used to write very detailed in undergrad, where you have your materials list. It breaks it down on what to say. And then also, I know Ms. Schatz or Renee has already said this, and this is that there's student examples. So you can already kind of see perhaps which way your student might go. So you already know those questions maybe that they might ask you, or how to present it so you can fill those questions that you kind of see from the student example that's already in the teacher module in the Eureka Math program.
We spend a lot of time these past few years finding those resources that we need to supplement to be able to teach the math, and we're having to pull, we're having to do the cutting, pasting, and so forth. If we were given this at the end of the year, pretty close to after spring break, we have that guideline where we can look at the color coding and we can see exactly what skills are not covered in your grade level, which are not going to be very many for elementary, and you can work on building up those resources and finding those things. It covers so much, and you have so much right there at your hands, and it's just a great tool that I really feel that we need to use this. I really do.
Another part of it too that I think is great, and I hope it is, that it's a free educational resource, right? Yes. There it is.
It's free.
So it's already for us. There's so much. There's the teacher guide part, there's the CFAs are already created for us, there are quizzes, there are exit tickets, and like Samantha said, there are a lot of activities per standard, and it's all free. Like, it's right there. And I think I don't know, I just think that that's another positive for it, because we don't have to spend money for something, you know, else that's already right there. And the rigor is there, and there's, I can't believe it's free now.
Yes.
It's just so much. It's like a whole program. It's seriously a complete program from start to finish, and it's all there.
Some of you that are familiar with the Saxon math, I know you like to use that, Mr. Cunningham, it does have those refresher skills, and it brings those back in as you're going along your timeline with the Eureka Math. So you do have those skills that pop back up.
Yeah, and it's like with first grade, our big thing is fluency in addition and subtraction. It brings that back constantly, constantly. So the kids are always seeing it. They're always reviewing it. And that's a major skill in first grade and second grade.
Second grade also.
And I think with third grade, it might do those multiplication facts, constantly see them, constantly. And, you know, it's not, it's just something quick that you can give the kids. Because sometimes we get overwhelmed and kind of, you know, we know that they should be doing rocket math and those kinds of things, but if it's right there for you, you're going to give it to them for morning work or bell work. You know, we can use those activities for those kinds of things, because there's so many resources. It's not, like she said, it's a complete package. It's a complete package, and many of when we were talking at Central Middle School, the grade levels all felt the same way. They did say in some grades that there were gaps, like fourth grade. First grade, we didn't find gaps. We found where they didn't address it fully. You know, they did address it, but they didn't address it as deep as we would have liked for it to be addressed. But I mean, that's something that we can fix. Right.
But
You know.
some of those, are those yellow and the?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
on some of the yellows, what did they do there?
On the yellows, what it was is that, so green is it's completely addressed, yellow is that it may not fully be addressed in Eureka Math, red is that it isn't, and blue, and for 4th grade there were a lot of blue, it's that it's addressed, it's just not addressed in 4th grade. And it tells you, if you look at it, it'll tell you kind of where you can find it in Eureka Math. If it's not fully addressed, it'll give you examples of where it is. And most of the time, those yellows and blues will take you to a different grade level. And again, it takes you to the different grade level. It takes you to the exact module that you need to look at, and then what the title is that you're looking for. Each of these modules have a table of contents. It's really easy to navigate through. We all had them on a thumb drive, so we were clicking through. Super easy to find. Super easy to find.
Does the yellow give like examples of how you might get to the Oklahoma Academic Standard?
Yes.
Okay, so they give you
Yes.
examples of how to get there, right?
Yes, it does.